slow at dawn. Mystic journeys on the door. Boots still muddy from the trail. We bring the woods inside the floor. Woven baskets by the bench. Sage and yarrow in the air. Old hands pass a soft-born truth. Like firelight we learn to share. Be impeccable with your word. Don't take it all to heart. Don't make a spell of what you see. We begin where we are. Mystic journeys hold us close. Mystic journeys we belong. For agreements, for bright stones, we keep walking. We stay strong. Mystic journeys hold us close. Mystic journeys sing it on. Grateful hands and open doors. We are many. We are one. Out past the cedar line we kneel where the chanterelles hide. Bitter greens and rosemary, moon white stems in soil and pine. Someone names the healing leaf. Someone knows the mushroom sign. Someone tells a grand old tale, and we pass it down in time. Don't assume the wound is yours. Don't invent the cloud. Speak with care and listen deep. Let the circle be proud. Mystic journeys hold us close. Mystic journeys we belong. For agreements, for bright stones, we keep walking. We stay strong. Mystic journeys hold us close. Mystic journeys sing it on. Grateful hands and open doors. We are many. We are one. And if the week has worn us thin, we bring it to the table. Soup and stories, cracked out laughs, the kind that make you able. Ancient wisdom in the stew, in the herb jars, in our names. Every act of gentle care turns the dark into a flame. Mystic journeys hold us close. Mystic journeys we belong. For agreements, for bright stones, we keep walking. We stay strong. Mystic journeys hold us close. Mystic journeys sing it on. Grateful hands and open doors. We are many. We are one. We are many. We are one. Mystic journeys hold us close. Mystic journeys hold us close.
Cheers, everyone. Welcome to Mystic Journeys. Just HB and Derek here tonight. Derek might be here in a little bit. Maybe have some internet troubles. We'll see what's going on. But it's our Mystic Monday. Go ahead.
No, good. I tried to clear my throat. But yeah, agreed. Happy Monday.
Sweet. Yeah, Mystic Monday is we're going to do a little bit of Way to Love. What's the title of this?
This one, The Way to Love, and the title of this section is called Serpents and Doves. It is page 75, page 79. But we can get to that in a moment.
Okay. Yeah, we got a pretty loaded episode today. We're We're gonna talk some mycology. We got Nerdy's mushroom. I have some mushrooms here that I foraged to see if you can guess what they are.
Yeah,
Plants to talk about. We're gonna talk a little bit about going through hard times, tough times, to be able to come out the other side more enlightened. I recently went on a hike to Dead Man Mountain. We'll talk a little bit about that. Nerdy found a mushroom the size of his head. So we got a full action-packed episode. We'll cover a bunch of stuff today, guys. Appreciate y'all being here. It's good to be back, baby. It's good to be back.
yeah, it's good to be back. Exactly.
Give people just a few minutes to let everyone join in. That show. No one
Pull some of these out of the bag, just show them off. Found quite a few. I've grabbed them for specimens for my my personal fungarium.
Okay.
Hasn't popped yet.
You got different.
These are all the same. They're from the same fairy ring.
Different stages. Cool. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, we ought to talk about this a little bit on the show. It's a really cool phenomenon.
Yeah, a lot of mushrooms grow in fairy rings. Mostly
really?
because, just because when they're growing in nature, they generally start in one central spot and they're growing in all directions in almost like a petri dish on the top surface.
Yeah.
So expect what you'd see in a petri dish growing out in all directions, basically the same thing, but just under the surface. So when you see a field of grass and you see little patches of green, that's probably mycelium underneath the ground. And around the edges of that green is the freshest, newest growth. So that's usually where the mushrooms pop up. So in our home lab situations, when you put that casing layer on top of some fresh mushrooms, that's the freshest, newest growth that's growing out the top of that casing layer. So it's kind of the same thing as you see in nature. But that also explains why you see fairy rings, because they grow in a circle, because it's expanding from the center.
Very cool.
And there was a very, very small fairy ring that these mushrooms were growing out of, that you could see out of the ground.
Nice. Huge mushrooms.
Yeah, they're huge.
How does they're typically that big in nature normally?
These ones, I often see them this big, and I've seen them bigger.
Like a dinner plate. That's huge.
I have seen them as size of a dinner plate, but those ones, like as soon as you pick it up, they just fall apart because they just
That's what I figured.
Their own weight because they're so heavy.
Cool, neat, man. Got a few people in here. Let's see what's up. Let's see what's up. It's Big Monday. Mello, what's going on? Cheers, everyone. Thank you all for being here.
Mm-hmm. We got 6 people watching right now. But yeah, also I was walking out to my car earlier today, and I saw a little stub of the mushroom, like a butt of a mushroom, and the stipe. And I'm like, that looks like the piece of an agaricus. And I pick it up off the ground and I break it in half, and I'm like, yeah, it's staining like an agaricus. And I smell it, and I'm like, that's an Agaricus bernardii. I'm just like,
smelling it
is just by smelling it and seeing the characteristics of the stipe. And I was like, yeah, I knew exactly what it was. That smell is very distinctive with the bernardii.
Yeah, cheers, Sam. It is great to be back. It is great to be back. Nice to have a break, but it's great to be back. I definitely had a full adventure.
Yeah. That was a good little break.
Yeah. Yeah, I hiked 20 miles to the top of Dead Man Tower. I have a little pamphlet here that I got from it. Yeah, they were actually open. The gentleman with the family that was there, we'll talk more about this later. But yeah, he was there. He volunteers on the weekends, and somebody else volunteers throughout the week.
Yeah, that looked like a fun time. That Dead Man's Tower.
It's really cool, man. It was really cool. The guy who was there, he likes to hike and do a lot of the same stuff that I was doing. So, I think the next one I'm gonna go to the Ray Wall. Yeah, right, maybe. But yeah, I'm gonna go hit Ray Wall next. It'll be a really nice hike from the bottom up. So yeah, we'll see what's going on, dude.
And that's crystals you found,
I have a lot to talk about.
That was cool.
Say again?
Those crystals you found.
Oh yeah, I'll show them off too. Yeah,
you gotta show them
man.
off.
So yeah, it's a crazy experience, man. I literally had a lifetime experience in a day or two. You know, it's like, yeah, it's pretty crazy. Anyway, we'll get into all that. Go ahead and get into the reading here in just a minute. Yeah, let me grab these real fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll show them all off.
I've got some crystals here on my shelf, but here's one of the best ones I've ever found. While we're waiting for HB, this is one of the best ones I've ever found here. It's
Very
pretty
nice,
cool,
dude. A
nice
little darker.
black, naturally irradiated, not made in the lab. But this is from Lost Creek Wilderness. But that one is so pretty.
Yeah, it's still got a little bit of red in it. It's
So
still got, I forget what
amethyst,
this stuff's called, but it has like a little bit of like substance still stuck on the outside of it.
right? It has some inclusions. So
Yeah.
the redness makes me think maybe it was probably amethyst at one point, because amethyst fades in the sunlight.
Wow.
So it might have been like more purple at one point.
Maybe. Possibly. Some of the pieces that I have definitely have red bits on it. It looks like it's almost been spray painted from oxidization.
Mm-hmm.
So it's cool. Yeah, I was just getting to the bottom of the mountain. I was probably another 5 miles from camp, and I just looked on the ground and saw this because I've been walking around in nature for hours all day long, and I'm looking on the ground like, wow, this almost looks fake. It's like somebody planted it here. Considering just like I've been looking at rocks and trees and stuff, and I picked it up. I'm like, wow, this is crazy. Looked around and found several other fragments. So
You know
yeah, I
what I
marked it on my
thought
map.
when I
Go
saw
ahead.
your video when you found that and you were showing it off, and I
What's
was like,
that? Yeah.
you could drill a hole in that and turn that into a nice pipe.
Maybe
That'd be a
one hitter
mystical one hitter.
might burn your nose. But yeah, I definitely thought about turning it into a necklace. It'd be perfect, like
Necklace would
hanging
be
on a
really
necklace one way or
cool.
the other for sure. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's very cool, dude.
I'd have the what do you call it? Determination pointing down.
Yeah,
But very
to
very
me, it's
cool.
like symbolizes that trip. Like what I went through on that trip.
That's quite the hike. It was
Yeah,
like 20 miles. You said?
quite the hike, dude. Yeah. Probably a little bit more than that. When I got to the bottom of the tower, I'm looking up. I'm like, man, I still have a long ways to go. Like, so close, but so far away.
Mm-hmm.
I ended up coming up on
So
the wrong side of the mountain. I had to climb up the mountain to actually get there. So, yeah, that was the whole thing.
yeah, I had a good weekend. Yesterday, I went to the Colorado Mycological Society meeting, and the guy
Okay.
that was speaking is a friend of mine from Colorado Springs. He's the agaricus expert of Colorado. And during his presentation, he name dropped me a couple times. So there's a bunch of really important people in the room. They're all looking at me, and they're like, "Who's this guy over here?" I'm like, yeah. I'm like all shy and embarrassed. I'm like,
Fuck.
yeah. I get around. I know. I get around Colorado. You're not used to James Chillane, but I am. He is a cool guy. I like him a lot. That was really cool, and big ego boost, which I did not need. But after that, the rodeo. That's why I'm a little pink and a little red here. I tried to get as
It's not
safe
that
as I
bad.
could, but it's not that bad yet. A little sun exposure won't hurt me. But
Nah, I'm good for you.
but it was a good day. Good day yesterday, and
Sweet.
just has a lot going on. Rocky Mountain Mush Fest is coming up this weekend. So
Very
Thursday,
cool.
I'm going to be heading down to Woodland Park, and they are getting a little bit of rain leading up to Rocky Mountain Mush Fest. So there's a chance we can find some mushrooms,
Sweet, dude.
hopefully. And during that presentation that James Chalene was doing, he was like, "Hey, there's this mushroom I need to get my hands on. Like, Dimitri, you're one of the guys that can find all those cool shit. Go find it." And the Rocky Mountain Mush Fest, it is at the location where there's this really, really rare mushroom. It's only been found once before here in Colorado,
You were
and
saying that.
of it. So hopefully, I'm able to find some out there out at Rampart
Good luck,
Ranch
man.
Road. But yeah, so we'll see. And I have some
Good
other
luck.
opportunities coming up where I'll get to work with Colorado. What is it? The CSU, Colorado State University. That's actually happening tomorrow. I'm meeting with them tomorrow. I might be getting involved with some stuff with Alan Rockefeller with them. We'll see. We'll see. You never know in this
Never know,
small
dude.
world in mycology. But a lot of big opportunities are happening, and I'm
One
kind of
thing leads
excited.
to another.
I'm stressing out trying to keep up with everything that I'm trying to be doing for everybody and myself.
It's good, dude. It's good.
But yeah, good stuff. So
Yeah.
now that we're this far into the show, we're 15 minutes in. How about I go ahead and read from The Way to Love?
Shoot off, Rudolph.
All right. So The Way to Love is from Anthony De Mello, and this is page 75. Serpents and Doves. And the Bible verse is Matthew 10:16. So be wise as serpents and innocent as doves. Observe the wisdom that operates in doves and in flowers and trees and the whole of nature. It is the same wisdom that does for us what our brain could never do. It circulates our blood, digests our food, pumps our hearts, expands our lungs, immunizes our bodies, and heals our wounds while our conscious minds are engaged in other matters. This kind of nature wisdom we are only now beginning to discover in so called primitive peoples who, like the dove, are so simple and wise. We who consider ourselves more advanced have developed another kind of wisdom, the cunningness of the brain. For we have realized that we can improve on nature and provide ourselves with safety and protection and length of life and speed and comfort unknown to primitive peoples. All of this thanks to a fully developed brain. Our challenge is to recapture the simplicity and wisdom of the dove without losing the cunningness of the serpentine brain. How can you achieve this? Through an important realization, namely that every time you strive to improve on nature by going against it, you will damage yourself, for nature is your very being. It is as if your right hand were to fight your left hand, or your right foot were to stamp on your left foot. Both sides lose, and instead of being creative and alive, you are locked in conflict. This is the state of most people in the world. Take a look at them. Take a look at them. Dead, uncreative, stuck because they are locked in conflict with nature, attempting to improve themselves by going against what their nature demands. In a conflict between nature and your brain, or in a conflict between nature and your brain, back nature. Nature, if you fight her, she will eventually destroy you. The secret,
Yep.
therefore, is to improve on nature in harmony with nature. How can you achieve this harmony? First, think of some change that you wish to bring about in your life or in your personality. Are you attempting to force this change on your nature through effort and through the desire of becoming something that your ego has planned? That is the serpent fighting the dove. Or are you content to study, observe, understand, be aware of your present state and problems without pushing, without forcing things that your ego desires, leaving reality to effect changes according to nature's plan, not yours? Then you have the perfect blending of the serpent and the dove. Take a look at some of those problems of yours, those changes you desire in yourself, and observe your way of going about it. See how you attempt to bring about change, both in yourself and in others, through the use of punishment and reward, through discipline and control, through sermonizing and guilt, through greed and pride, ambition and vanity, rather than through loving acceptance and patience, painstaking understanding and vigilant awareness. Second, think of your body and compare it with the body of an animal that is left in its natural habitat. The animal is never overweight, never tense except before flight or fight. It never eats or drinks what it is not good for it. It has all the rest and exercise that it needs. It has the right amount of exposure to the elements, to wind and the sun and rain and heat and cold. That is because the animal listens to its body and allows itself to be guided by the body's wisdom. Compare that with your own foolish cunningness. If your body could speak, what would it say to you? Observe the greed, the ambition, the vanity, the desire to show off and to please others, the guilt that drives you to ignore the voice of your body while you after objectives set by your ego. You have indeed lost the simplicity of the dove. Third, ask yourself how much you are in touch with nature, with trees and earth and grass and sky and wind and rain and sun and flowers and birds and animals. How much are you exposed to nature? How much do you commune with her, observe her, contemplate her, and wonder, identify with her? When your body is too long withdrawn from the elements, it withers. It becomes flabby and fragile because it has been so isolated from its life force. When you are too long separated from nature, your spirit withers and dies because it has been wrenched from its roots. It's a lot like that message we were talking about this morning, right, Pops? You got to nourish your roots. And what Cleany and Nipper was saying this morning, you got to get your hands in some dirt. It's a lot of life lessons that can be learned just by getting back out in nature.
Yep, that's what I say all the time. That's the analogy that I like to use: sticking your hands in some dirt, getting your fingers dirty.
And I just like how I was very, very It's like we were talking about this stuff this morning on Tea with Pops, and Niffy and Cleany were talking like, yeah, just get your hands in some dirt. Just it amazes me. It's like that's the fastest way to get a smile on my face. Just get my hands in some dirt. And I'm like that.
You won't know until you do it.
I love
so many people like fantasize about the idea of going out in nature and being out in nature, but never follow through with it. And, quote from the video that I have here, we'll play it at the end of the show. Nature will humble you before it'll teach you. And that's what this story resonates with me, because it's like, being out in nature, you're going to learn a lot, sure, but it's going to bring you back to baseline. It's going to take away all your programming. If you're out in nature and you're hungry and you're tired and you're cold and you're wet, it's going to show your true colors are going to show through. They're going to shine through like gold, whoever you really are. Are you a quitter? Are you going to stop? That's what I was thinking to myself as I'm walking up these 20 miles. It's like the type of people that come through here. It's like, are you the type of person to stop and quit and give up, go halfway, not make it all the way? Or are you the type of person to go all the way? Like, what kind of person are you? Who are you really?
Yeah, at the same time, understand your limits. And like, for example, I went to Lost Creek not long ago and I injured myself on the first night. And I thought I was going to be able to make it the whole way. And I tried. And
Hey, you make a great point, though. This is my counterpoint that I was going to make. It's like, if you can't make it and you fall down, it's how you get back up. Are you going to sit there and be like, you know what, I didn't make it and I'll never be able to make it? Or are you going to be like, you know what, give myself a little bit of time to heal. Let me go back on a different day and we'll have to re-tackle this shit again. Like, it's just, it shows who you really are.
I do not blame my daughter but when we tried going the next day, actually trying to go up to the cabins and the cave and everything like that, my daughter got really worn out and had to go back to camp. And when I went back to camp, it was basically like backtracking back and forth a couple times. And by the time we were like halfway through the trip, the second time, I was like, I can't make it. I'm getting dizzy again. I'm getting about as passed out. It's freaking hot. And it has not been raining. We weren't finding any mushrooms either. But the people that joined us, they had a good time. They were in shape enough and not injured, and they were actually able to find the cave and the cabins and everything like that without me. I just gave them proper instructions before I left them.
Sweet.
But yeah, I got back down to camp and I put that block of ice on my head. I'm sure you guys saw that picture of that ice on my head.
Speaks how fragile we are today's times, man.
Yeah,
it makes me think of people like John Coulter and Jim Bridger and all these old Westerners, Lewis and Clark, people who are really hardcore, dude. Whether you agree with them or like them or whatever, you got to respect that shit. Like, these motherfuckers could go out there and survive for months on end in the hardest climates to live in. And do it like it was nothing.
I'm 42 and I'm not conditioned for that.
Yeah, I get it, dude. Hell, it's like, if you're not out there every day in it, or is anyone really conditioned for it? It's like, that's what I was thinking to myself as I'm out there hiking all the way in the middle of the woods. I'm like, I'm sitting here in the middle of the woods. It's like, nothing sounds better than a cheeseburger and a freaking Coca-Cola and a Snickers bar, right? But that's why towns were invented, because eventually people were like, you know what, suffering out here in the woods is way harder than if you just go to town. And that's why people got so detached from nature. But really, there still are people who are like so adverse to the city that they still go out there and like, you know what, I'm going to live out here. Screw it. Like, whatever it takes. And those are unique minded people. There's a different fucking people, dude. Yeah. You got to respect it.
Hopefully people will be comfortable for Rocky Mountain Mush Fest. Usually it's really, really hot. We're in the middle of the meadow. This time we're actually camping with like electricity and bathrooms and running water and all that stuff. So there's a bit of a price tag, but like, if anybody's coming and you can't afford it, just let me know. I will do everything I can to make this happen for you. We have funds. Just let me know. I don't know who all's coming. I know Sharon's coming. And I know Deborah and Ryan are coming. Mike and Kim are coming. I think Kim has some family member that's coming too. I'm not sure. But as far as I know, Chris Vinci is coming, and I think that Katrina might be coming, a cat, as you know it.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm not sure. If anyone else is coming, please let me know. I would love to know. I would love to prepare and make sure we have enough, tie-dye stuff and things like that.
Sweet.
I'd like to also address this question here in the chat. Mello asked, "Nerdy, what do you look for in psilocybin mushrooms to find a good place
It's a
to
good place to
search?"
find them in the wild.
Well, I guess it depends on what you're personally looking for. Everybody's looking for something different. Are you looking for something really, really strong? It's just going to send you to space, and you're going to have a mystical experience like first time. You can go for something stronger. There's a lot of options there, and it also depends on how much you're taking. If you're just looking to microdose, I like to tell people just to stick with the weaker strains, the ones that are, you don't want to feel it, you just want the benefits. So I would go for more like Golden Teachers or Cambodian, or any of the ones that are like named after a country, or the ones that are like, this one came from nature and it hasn't really gone through very many generations for changes and stuff. Those are the ones that are closest to like the land races, I call them. But if you're just looking for medicinal properties, I would go for the land races. But
Yeah, but
there's
she's
also
asking
the
about
medicinal
how to
benefit.
find them.
Oh, how
Maybe
to
I'm
find
wrong.
them? How to
Yes.
find them is a completely different story. In Colorado, I've never found any in Colorado, except for Amanita muscaria. It does grow everywhere in the woods. But I do know I've gotten good tips. I've gotten some tips from Alan Rockefeller on where to look in Colorado for some Psilocybe aztecorum. And I've never found it, but I've heard of people that have found it. There's iNaturalist listings of it, but I've never found it myself. I'd say the riparian areas west of Boulder would be where I would be looking if I was looking for it in Colorado. If I was in Florida, just any cow pasture. There's psilocybe mushrooms growing everywhere in Florida. It really just depends on what part of the country you're in. And big trees, swamp. I don't know. Just it's really, really hard to say without seeing the area. I saw the right. Most psilocybe mushrooms like poop. They like four-legged animals, horses, cows,
Grassy.
goats, grass. You get lots of grass. But yeah, usually that's what you'd be looking for. Not so much swampy stuff. You'll find a lot of mushrooms near a swamp though.
Okay.
Just not those ones.
Yeah, I found a couple on my trip. But I'll get the whole footage all cut up. It's my first episode of Roughing with HB. So if you guys really want to see what it is, give me a couple of days, I'll edit the video. I saw tons of wildlife, moose, and all kinds of random animals and stuff. But also the gems and stuff like that I found. I'll show them off real fast. At least the big one that I got. Found several fragments that are in this can right here.
What you got there? Well, besides that one, I love that.
Are you asking me?
Yeah, what else?
I think they're all quartz pieces. So some of them are like more clear. They're like you can see the
yeah.
What's the terminology that you use to describe this hexagonal shape?
It's I guess you'd call it like a termination or a terminated side.
Right.
A lot of times, if it's actual terminated side, like it's actually like the side that was where it was growing, you'll see little lines, vertical lines along the side.
Right.
Yeah, that one you'll definitely see it on the side there if you look up close.
Yeah.
That one I know you'll see it on all sides.
Yeah, pretty cool. So yeah, I found several little pieces like that. That was pretty neat. We have your mushroom to guess. We'll get to that in a minute, but let's go ahead and just show you what I found. See if you can guess it. This is the bottom half of the mushroom right here. You can see, maybe you can see it has like little gills, flanges right there.
Yep.
What is this?
That is
found a couple of them actually.
Gliophilum separatum or separation.
And obviously this one's been well decayed.
It's called the conifer mazegill. It's a dire mushroom, and I have
Okay.
a pile of them over here that I'm collecting
Cool.
because
Sweet.
my goal is to use them as like maybe both a dye and also fragrance and possibly like a food additive.
Oh, okay. So it's you heard this from. Okay. Nice.
Yep.
Sweet. So yeah, I found a couple of those. That's pretty neat.
Cleophyllum.
Actually just recently heard about this fungus. It's super blue, causes a lot of bluing on this log. I forget the name of it, but I'm sure. Yeah, all right, you forget it. Okay.
No, I know what it is.
Right. It's very cool. It's a cool little natural fungus that you find. Actually, there was a ton of it. I just grabbed a little piece just to show off on the show. Show it off again fast. You can see it's like blue stained. Like a copper.
Chlorociboria.
Yeah, exactly.
Chlorociboria, or the green.
I would suppose. It sounds familiar. That sounds.
Chlorociboria aruginacens. There was a Fungi Film Festival video about it. It was adorable. There's a bunch of people that dressed up in the costumes, and they were all like wearing like the full suit body suits, and they were like in the log, and they were like dragging the log for the parade for the Telluride Mushroom Festival last year. And they had one person dressed up as like a microscope, and another person a couple of people were like fairies and elves because they did the green fairy elf cups. But it was very funny Fungi Film Festival. I'm gonna find it.
That is very cool.
And I'm gonna share it in the chat just so that everybody can see it because it's so funny.
I'm actually maybe considering. I just got qualified to be part of a psilocybin study. Actually, out of let me not butcher the name of the college here. So maybe I'll still leaving well after. Oh, actually, I don't even have it. Anyway, it's in Colorado. The college is in Boulder, and the psilocybin test is to take a saliva sample before you dose, and then during you dose, 2 hours after you dose, during a psychedelic trip. So it'd be something really cool to be involved in, and then afterwards you'll have like a questionnaire about how you felt, what your experience was, and things like that. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
I'm having a hard time finding
we'll
the
see.
video.
I'll keep you guys updated on
part
that.
of the 2024 Fungi Film Festival, and it was at the costume was at the Telluride Mushroom Festival last year. Oh, speaking of the Telluride Mushroom Festival, I got first aid certified today, so yay! I'm like, it's official. I can start leading forays for. I can officially lead forays for the Telluride Mushroom Festival. So I was already signed up and ready to go. I just needed to get that last final check mark. But I got certified today.
Very cool, dude. Congratulations, man. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Somebody's got to do it.
Yeah.
If you don't mind, let me play this clip for you. It's about just under 3 minutes long. It's a little long clip. It's actually 2 clips pasted together, but it's a story from the Bible, and I think you guys might resonate with this.
Sweetie, it doesn't work like that. Many people believe that by leaving a bad situation, they will be better off. They believe, for example, that if they quit a job they don't like, they'll be better off. Or that if they end a bad relationship, they'll find true love and be better off. Or that if they decide to quit a vice, they'll be better off. On the other hand, mature people who have already experienced things know that if you're in a bad place, before getting better, you're going to spend a very long time being worse off. The reason most people don't get here is because they don't know. They're not prepared to go through this. I know you know the story of Moses, but listen to it again, because once you understand it, you realize it's the story of your life. He knew in his heart that they had to leave the slavery they were living in, and he knew he would reach a better place, which he called the Promised Land. But they naively thought that by leaving slavery, the terrible situation they were in, which could be a bad relationship or a job that doesn't make you happy, something in your life that you know you have to change, even something small like a bad habit. He naively thought that by being brave and leaving that situation, he would go directly to the Promised Land, to a marriage with the right person, to have success dedicating himself to his passion, to become healthy and enjoy a healthy life. But obviously, it wasn't like that. After gathering the courage to cross the chaotic waters, which represents cutting off the relationship and contact with your ex, represents the act of quitting to start a business, or the decision to quit smoking. When he crossed the sea, he didn't reach the promised land he expected. They freed themselves from slavery, which was bad, to spend 40 years in the desert, a long time in a much worse place. He thought, I was better off as a slave. At least I had a roof to sleep under and a little food, and I had certainty. I miss my ex. It wasn't the relationship I really want, but at least I had company. I miss my old job. At least I had a stable routine and a reliable paycheck, and I didn't feel all this anxiety about the future. In the desert is when people lose faith. They doubt the decision of their heart. Most people never reach the promised land, the life they could have, because they're not aware that to get there, you have to go through the desert. They foolishly, naively, and wrongly think that by being brave and leaving a bad situation, they'll be better off, and they're not prepared. They're not aware that before getting better, there's going to be a long time in which they're going to be worse off. It's not necessary to be a believer to benefit from studying the Bible. The version I use is the Holy Bible because it's not interpreted. It's a direct translation. It's expensive and it's long, but you can download a free copy.
In this video on my profile, I show you how to download it for free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As there was somebody, I don't remember who said it. They said, when you follow your heart, you also follow your hurt. And I found that to be very, very true. There we go. Yeah, you'll be following your heart. I mean, if you're following your heart, you're following your hurt. So
It's beautiful.
if you want something to get better, be ready for things to get worse for a little bit before it does. Kim said,
No mud, no lotus is one of my favorite quotes, right? You have to go through the mud to get to the light to be able to balloon. Let me play a couple more here that go along with this.
Have you seen that image of hell versus heaven with the spoons in the table?
No.
It's the same image of people sitting around a table with these giant spoons. And in heaven, they're feeding, because they can't feed themselves because the spoons are so big, they're feeding the person across. And then in hell, it's the same image, but they're trying to feed themselves, but the spoons are too big, so they're starving.
Holy cow.
They can't. Yeah.
That's
it's just
so
like,
good.
wow, it's such a powerful image. It almost makes me think of like selfishness is like just thinking about ourselves is hell, because we are all one. So the more we think about each other, for each other, the more we almost serve ourselves by doing that.
Yeah, but it's part of like the hell that we create, you know.
yeah.
Especially considering to that story, whenever you go through these hard things, it's like, just like I was saying to you, like, who are you whenever you're in the middle of the woods, in the middle of the hike? Like, who are you truly when you're in nature and you're out there alone? There's nobody to impress or nobody to show off to. Just like we were talking about in that book, it gets rid of your ego. It humbles you. It makes you realize that you are just nature.
Old habits
Yeah,
die
you're no
hard.
different.
It's really hard to change your old habits.
Yeah, definitely did.
But
Took me a while to even get started.
It's one of those lessons I learned from One Punch Man. Every human's greatest superpower is their ability to change.
Good stuff, dude.
Yeah. And now, David, we appreciate it.
Right now, I'll call you an idiot. You can't sleep for 3 nights. Oh, Sadhguru called me an idiot, Sadhguru. See, I just uttered one word. And if you suffer for 3 days, you must be an idiot, isn't it? I'm saying the word idiot does not hurt you. It is your understanding and how you react to it within yourself which is hurting, isn't it?
That's true, but also words are spells. Like, who said that? What comedian you were talking about? How it's like it's spells. The words they do hurt.
Yeah, but it's only the meaning that we give to them that can hurt us, right?
But not everybody has the same emotional maturity and understanding as, you know.
This is why it's important to bring up, I think. It's beautiful, nerdy, because that's kind of the point that I want
to word.
Yeah, dude. Awareness.
Idiots and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, awareness, bro. And depending on who the message is coming from, depends on how seriously I might take that message, right?
Even when you're just driving in your car with the windows shut, it makes a difference on your individual person's programming. It really,
oh yeah, for sure.
With those outbursts when you're driving, it has an influence on you directly. Like,
definitely, 100%. Well said. It's a beautiful perspective. I like it.
I see a lot of people just going like, you know what, it doesn't matter because they can't hear me. I'm like, no, it matters. It's affecting everybody else in the car, and it affects you're reinforcing your negative programming as well at the same time, and it's not
For sure. But the point of this is that we shouldn't let other people program us, right? We should learn it for ourselves.
Right, and that's
We
what
shouldn't listen to our parents and
Einstein-
say, "Oh, my parents called me an idiot, so I'm never going to be able to like live up to that expectation of
And
not being an
now
idiot.
that
So
I
I'll never
have
be
the
complete."
understanding that I have
Right.
greater understanding now that we can overcome those sorts of things, but it takes
It's beautiful,
effort.
man.
But a lot of us
Great
still
stuff.
suffer from our childhood traumas and stuff, but it takes time.
Our programming. But yeah, this is a great segue into this last video here. Kind of speaks about how our trials and tribulations are what make us tough.
Funny thing about life, folks spend most of it looking for shortcuts. Truth is, I've never seen a dirt road worth remembering that didn't have a few ruts in it. See, rain don't ask permission before it falls. Wind don't apologize for knocking down your fence. In life, well, life ain't all that different. It'll humble you before it'll teach you. But here's the part people forget. Every scar becomes part of the map. Every wrong turn teaches you what north feels like. Every season, even the hard ones, leaves something behind worth carrying. So if today feels heavy, don't mistake hard ground for the end of the trail. Sometimes the longest road is just life, making sure you're strong enough to appreciate where you're headed. Keep walking. The horizon has a funny way of meeting those who refuse to quit.
Yep, good stuff, dude. And I kind of think about that a lot. The trials and tribulations that I go through make me appreciate the things I have today that if I was built up top and fell back down to where I am, I would not be able to have any appreciation for any of this. It would all be a burden to me. But now it's like, it's an adventure. It's like my programming, my new programming. It's good stuff, dude. It's really when I was out there in that trail, I thought about this. Like, you're out there and you're in the elements, and really, nature will humble you, man. It'll make you realize that you're not anyone. You're not nobody. It'll eat you up and spit you out, and you think you're tough, but there are way tougher people than you that have lived and died.
Don't forget to drink your water.
Yeah, it's good stuff, dude.
So if anyone wants to take a whack and wants to guess at what this mushroom is, if you can tell me what genus this is, or genus and species, I will send you a prize. So ask away questions, I will answer them. But yeah, what is this mushroom? It smells like a mushroom to me. You can see the color on the underside. That's actually pretty accurate, it seems to me. It's not a reflection of my shirt. And should I eat it?
And should I eat it? Bonus question.
So, yeah, what is it? Tell me what it is. I'll send you a prize.
Cool.
We are at 44 minutes, so we got another 15 minutes before the show's over. So, no one gets it. No one gets it. Yeah, this is the way it is.
Sweet.
But
Yeah,
I
we got a couple
will
of
tell you guys what it
cover.
is before the show's over.
Yeah, I thought it was really nice though, man. When getting out in nature, really, I had more. I remember thinking to myself, I started my adventure I got up at 5 o'clock and I was out by 6, and I'm thinking to myself at literally like 11 or 12 o'clock as my halfway point. I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, I've had more adventure in the first half of this day than I have in most of my psychedelic experiences. Like ups and downs, different emotions, like feeling really good, feeling really tired, feeling really humble, feeling really like reminiscent of like people I care about, the things I really love, putting in perspective. And that was just during half the day. So whirlwind of emotions that you can really feel when you're out there and you're like, your primal mind starts to kick back in, like who you really are as a human being, and not just like what we've been like modified to be in the past few hundred years.
I always get super emotional whenever I go out to the wilderness.
Yeah, dude,
Every
me
single
too.
time.
Makes you be like, I got to go back and tell people how I really feel about them. Yeah, for sure,
Even
dude.
the first night, I
Humble
get
you,
super
dude.
emotional, and then I just
Yeah, it'll
calm
humble you
down.
before it'll teach you. But in that, it teaches you. Like in humbling you, it'll like really teach you, put you back down to earth. It's a good way to be, dude.
So Mello, no, it's not an amanita. Sharon says, "Yard mushroom, you kick loose." LOL. Yeah, that's pretty accurate. I actually thought that because I saw it growing yesterday and they were still much smaller, and I was like, "Oh snap! I should pick that," because I was on my way to the Colorado Mycological Society meeting, but I already knew what it was from the road, and I even knew what it was down to the species because I know that the there's two different species that could have been in my area, and I just knew what it was because it was where the area where it was grown.
Correct.
I know there's another spot in the neighborhood where the other mushroom grows. That
Well, I have one for you right here.
Sure.
And this, of course, is a dry mushroom. It was growing on the tree, out of the tree like this. If this was the tree, it was like sprouted up on the backside of this. I can do it on camera, right?
A dried up oyster mushroom.
And then this is the underside right here.
I think that's a dried up oyster.
What
does it smell like?
It smells mushroomy, like strong mushroomy, just like a mushroom, but really strong.
Do you have a picture of it when it was still fresh, or is that how it looks?
This one's super dry. When I found it, it was really dry, and it's already dried out a little bit more since then. I want to try to send it for a sample.
It was probably an oyster mushroom of some sort.
Wow, just wild like that. It doesn't really look like that. Speaking of that, I have some right here. Some of them, tons of them. I actually have a couple of these containers. So yeah, I'm gonna try it out and see. So far, so good. I've been spritzing them. That's proper, correct? Just spritzing them a couple times a day.
Yeah, I
water.
honestly, since we're in Colorado and since it's so freaking dry right now, I would put that inside of a tub with like an unmodified tub and just keep the humidity up.
Cool. Maybe I'll do that. Yeah, just like upside down on a lid. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sick,
exactly.
Good idea. Yeah, I'll do that tonight. Thanks.
And then just mist the inside of the tub. Make sure the walls are and the ceiling are
sweet.
Nice and
Appreciate you for getting me started on this shit. Yeah. So it's like cool to branch out into gourmets and start doing some cool shit like that.
Know how to grow some mushrooms.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Let's do like earthy HB. Well, it smells mushroomy. It smells like a mushroom for sure. Like a classic mushroomy smell. Umami is, I guess, the flavor, right?
Yeah, I think it smells kind of fishy.
Right.
Slightly fishy. The oyster.
Earthy too, I would say. Yeah.
Like oyster's another one that I can kind of ID by smell.
Okay, sweet. What's your way to cook them? What's your you got a recipe for them?
For pink oysters, I like to tell people to use some smoked paprika. And cook it with some butter. It tastes like bacon.
Sweet, dude. Mm-hmm. Okay. Slice it up.
Yeah.
Cool.
And whatever kind of shape and size you want.
What's weird to me is there's like 20 or 30 growing out of these little holes. Like, how does it do that? What is it doing? It's crazy.
The big cluster is going to get a bunch of mushrooms out of that one little spot.
It's crazy. All out of that one little hole.
Out of that little hole, and you can just twist it, and it pops right off.
Well, that was the idea for me, is that it was easier to harvest without getting a bunch of dirt and stuff attached to it. So yeah, something new I'm trying, dude. I'm in fucking knee deep in hobbies.
Like Mike
That's what that book was talking about, The Way to Love.
Mike Baraball says puffball, no. Stinkhorn, no. White button or cremini, no.
I feel like we talked about this 12 weeks ago. While people are guessing, let me play a video here. I got one last video, and then, well, actually, I have two more videos, but one last video. This is a video that is a little different from what we were just talking about. This kind of goes along with psychedelics, and we talked about how people like knowing about taking psychedelics and having what people tell you about taking psychedelics and stuff like that. So yeah, just watch this video, and we'll talk a little bit about mixing psychedelics.
Right.
It's actually to that individual's, the aspiring holy man's, advantage to be accurate in whether or not they've actually achieved anything that they want. You know what I'm saying?
No, you missed me there.
Okay. So let's say you want to set up to be an excellent car mechanic.
Okay.
Okay. So you get a car mechanic sign and you sit underneath it that says excellent car mechanic.
Okay. Without
But
doing anything else.
you've never done anything else. And then you have to fix your friend's car,
Oh no.
but you don't know how to. See, it was to your advantage to be the person that actually sits back and goes, okay, I don't know anything about this. I need to find a way of learning it.
A great time for us to touch back on microdosing and psychedelics, and this is drug combinations chart of mixing different psychedelics and the dangers that are involved with mixing them, or in some of these cases there are no dangers at all, right? For example, taking cannabis or taking magic mushrooms is safe by itself. Combining them with other drugs could be dangerous. Certain other drug combinations are definitely, certainly dangerous, or even up to deadly. Well, yeah, it's just kind of look this over.
I might share the link in the chat.
Okay, sweet. Yeah, just look this over. You guys can pause this if you're watching this after the live, just to see, break this down. It's important to remember because not everybody's always on the same boat, on the same trade of what they're doing and what they're not doing. So it's like you might be into magic mushrooms or into natural entheogens like cannabis or whatever, and you might be offering them or suggesting them to people out of, again, like giving people bad information. But when you're doing that, you're not taking this into consideration. You could be giving people bad experiences or bad reactions. That's why it's important to really
Pretty sure this is
say, I don't know.
Part. I'm sharing in the chat.
Very cool. So yeah, we'll go back and then you guys can just check that on your own time. Super cool. Cool stuff. And there's tons of these types of charts you could search as well. They're a little different, a little more intricate. This is a very basic one just to kind of get you to understand the concept. It's just a different way to think about taking psychedelics and microdosing and things like that. To be aware if you're on other drugs, maybe consider getting off of them, or just be aware on how you're mixing them, things like that. Be careful out there. Think for yourself.
I like Sharon's guesses. Common lawn mushroom. Yes, but just like your yard mushroom, you kick loose. Yes, yes, it
Thank you, David.
But which common lawn mushroom?
The little brown mushroom, you know.
Right.
Very cool.
If anybody gets the genus, I'll gladly give it to them. But I'd be very impressed if you could get down to species. But I can give you the details to get it down to species. It's a simple question, yes or no question. And
would you like to guess a mushroom?
Sure. Let me guess them. Yeah. Let's.
We have our final state mushroom. So that's crazy. That is a gnarly mushroom. You could probably play it like a fucking instrument when you pull your finger around it. One second before we do this, I just want to make sure I have the state pulled up here. All right.
Feel free to Google, Sharon. If you want to Google it, go ahead. So that's the lion's mane or the bear's head, probably. More likely the bear's head instead of lion's mane.
Hey, man, that was really quick of you. Good catch there. This is Hericium americanum, also known as the bear head tooth fungus. It does look a lot like the lion's mane, but it's the bear head tooth fungus. Yeah, it's an edible mushroom in the tooth fungus group. It's described as new to science in 1984 by Canadian mycologist James Herbert Gins. The fungus is commonly found on decaying trees in the northern United States and Canada. It grows exceptionally well in the environment of temperate deciduous forests. In the Pacific Northwest, it can be found in October and November. It was designated as this state's mushroom on May 7th, 2024. What is the state?
Hmm.
What is the state of this mushroom, you guys?
I'm guessing like Maine or something like that.
Ooh, wow, you were dancing all around it, dude. Go ahead. It's not Maine, but you're getting really warm. You're right there.
Let me look at a map of the U.S. here. Let me get some ideas.
Okay. Yeah, you're in the right area. I can't give you a better hint than that. You're really close. They even touching if I can remember my mind right. Anyway, pretty close. Up in that region, New York, Maine, in between there.
New Hampshire.
Nope, not New Hampshire. Good guess.
Vermont.
It is Vermont.
All right.
Vermont. It was designated as Vermont state mushroom on May 7th, 2024. So our last official state mushroom. Everything. So then we'll go through some proposed ones as well. Next.
Erythricum americanum.
I love it. It's cool. Nice we finally got through that. This feels really nice to complete it.
It has all the same medicinal compounds as lion's mane, if anybody's curious.
Cool.
It is so
Neat.
closely related. It's almost, it has some very slightly differences in like the amounts and the quantities of the iracinins and iracinones. But yeah, it's just as good as lion's mane. But it's our local American variety.
I guess that's why it was only described as new to science in 1984, because they probably just thought it was lion's mane, so they did genetic sequencing, right?
Say that again. Yeah, that's how they can tell. Yes, DNA sequencing. Yeah, and it's just
that's probably why
longer teeth.
Yeah, they probably assumed it was lion's mane until '84 when they did some tests on it. Cool stuff, dude. Yep. Let's do a little bit of herbal talk here. I got this picture right here, and this kind of just shows a companion garden set that you can do. Companion gardening, I don't know if you guys have ever heard this concept. This is when you plant certain plants to avoid pests or to get pollination or things like that. It's working with the bugs and stuff in your garden. These are 9 different plants to plant in between your vegetables to use as a natural pesticide. So marigolds, marigolds. I see it right there. In between your tomatoes, sweet asylum for your lettuce. There's all these different plants you could see here and go through this list. I'm not going to walk you through them all, but yeah. Especially for as you can see at the bottom, the sunflower next to the squash plants. That's super good because the squash can use the sunflowers to grab and grow on.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So, check this out. And some of these are good for pollinators. Some of them are good for repelling bugs. Good.
It won't choke it out, the sunflower?
No, it won't. No, it will benefit it because the sunflower is getting coverage by these leaves. So yeah, it's how they work together. It's the symbiosis of plants. This is my shit. I could talk about this for hours, which I won't, but I just thought it was cool to touch on for a second or two because the people maybe want to use a natural way to repel insects or to get pollinators to their garden, especially this time of year is really the time. And you can probably go to your your plant store, whatever you go to, and get these plants this time of year. And as season gets later, you'll be able to get them more discount and just plant them in your garden with it. Cool stuff, man. Some companion planting.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. I think that's everything we got to cover, man. And just on time, too. Just on time. We wrap that shit up just in time. Appreciate everyone for being here today. We hang up a couple more minutes. It's our Minecraft Mondays. If you guys want to come over and hang out and play Minecraft with us,
yeah,
we can do that.
Do you have access? No, you're having problems with Xbox.
Yes. Yeah, I do.
Nice.
Well, I mean, I will here whenever we get on. But yeah.
All right, I think we have somebody new in the chat here. Let me see. Who was this?
Cheers. Welcome.
We have H7KKI. Welcome to Mystic Journeys Church. Glad you're here.
Welcome, welcome. But yeah, Dead
Pull
Man
up a
Fire
chair.
Lookout. Go
Pull
ahead.
up a chair. Have a cookie.
Yeah, brother, come on in. Uh, have a Zeta if you want.
Um,
Dead Man Fire Lookout Tower. That's where I went. I hiked from the Manhattan Cemetery, or Manhattan Gold Town, Colorado, in Larimer County, and then I hiked all the way to the Dead Man Lookout Tower. From Fort Collins, you take US 287, and it takes you on up the road, right? But it says here that the tower was built in 1963. The metal tower was built, actually. The original tower was a wood tower, was built in 1937. And in 1938, by workers in the Civilian Conservation Corps, or the CCC, under the supervision of the Shoemaker, THEE Shoemaker. It was 54 feet from its base to the deck and accessed by 76 steps. And today it is now, it sits at 10,700 feet and it's 55 foot to the deck and 72 steps. And the tower was named for its close proximity to Dead Man Park. And there's tons of cool stuff about it. The gentleman, when I was there, he mentioned that the lady who was there that ran it for like 30 years, she was there and 20 or 30 years, something like that. She lived there with her family. And how they did it back in the day was they had to walk like 5 miles to go get water and had to walk to go get firewood and things like that. So he was saying, he's like, she's like a trooper, man. I'm like, yeah, it sounds like a badass to me. Yeah, I like it. So just some history of it. Pretty cool stuff. It was really cool, man. It was a great experience. It was something I felt like I could handle, but pushed me a little bit as far as endurance, things like that.
yeah,
But
it's always
it was
good
really
to push
cool.
yourself a little bit. Yeah, it looks like a fun place to check out.
Yeah.
Especially with
And
the
there's a
griffin.
panoramic view from the top of the tower.
What a find.
Yeah, man. Really cool. If you guys aren't familiar, how I came up with this idea is the a lot of the lookout towers, some of them may be decommissioned, you have to check and see, but a lot of them they do this. They volunteer this time of year and they let people come and camp in or around the towers and um, they give you a history lesson about the place and try to keep it all alive. It's really fucking cool, dude.
Really
Get out in
neat.
nature.
Mm-hmm. I like that it's all volunteer.
I had a crazy experience, dude. That's so much, seen so much, did so much. I'm staying out in the middle of the mountains by myself, hundreds of yards, miles away from people. Who knows, right? I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, wow, it's crazy. Like, you can, I was thinking to myself, I'm like, I used to dream of things like this. Not like, oh, I used to like fantasize about being here and doing this, but I used to like literally close my eyes and daydream about doing things like this, like just like walking out in the middle of the mountains. So that's why I was telling people, it's like, you got to get out there and do it. Like, my kind of people were the people that like, I mentioned this when I was on the live, like my people were the people that like, you're out there in the woods, your hands are dirty, and you're like, hey, you want to blow your sandwich? Like, yeah, I do. And you eat that shit, and it's like, it's good as fuck, even if it was dirty, because you're appreciative of it. Because nature humbles you. It makes you like really appreciate what you have instead of being like, I don't want that dirty sandwich. Where people really have that attitude today because they can.
Like, oh, bro,
when you're in nature, you're
like, dude, we all smell
fuck it.
bad.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Nature does that shit for you, dude. It really does. It's beneficial. It's like all you have to do is be the one to go outside and just commit to it. Even if you go pitch a tent outside your damn house, it's like you're still getting out in nature.
Yeah.
Being involved and really by putting in perspective. Like, what would I do if I didn't have running water right now? Like, where would I go? Or where if I didn't have food? Like, how would I get food? What would I forage? That's why we talk about mushrooms and plants and shit.
Well, that's a nice little segue. What would you forage? Not this mushroom.
What would I forage?
Not
I definitely would. I would stay away from mushrooms because I don't know enough. But
this mushroom, I knew right away from across the road what it was. This is called the green spored parasol, aka the false parasol or the vomiter. It'll make you really upset your tummy if you ate it. The genus is Chlorophyllum. The species is Molybdites. It's a really hard one. Molybdites. But Chlorophyllum molybdites. And the green spores.
Do you eat that?
No, I would not eat this. But there is another mushroom that looks just like it. You see how the annulus has like the two? It's like a double. It's like You can kind of see that. There's another mushroom that looks just like this. It's called the parasol, and it's a very, very nice choice edible mushroom, but does not have green spores. This thing has crazy green on those spores. It's just really, really shows up dark green. But when you first find it, it's usually a lot lighter color, but this one had a day to open up and start dropping, so it's really nice and dark. But yeah, that's the actual green color, not reflecting from my shirt. But crazy stuff.
Cool.
So it's not an edible mushroom, but I collected it so I can have some nice specimens in my collection. I have my own fungarium. I like to have a little bit of everything. And today I've collected a nice like variety of got like a baby one, that'll dry out nice, show the different stages of the growth. But sorry, nobody got it this time.
Cheers.
But yeah, it's chlorophyllum is the answer that I would have accepted. And the good one that I actually want is called the shaggy parasol. It's a chlorophyllum rhacodes, and that's the tasty one. That one I've done extractions on, and I think the extraction smells like burnt sugar or toffee. The rhacodes, which is the good one, not the green spore.
Very cool.
Avoid the green. Green spores is no bueno.
Well, I don't know about you, but I think that's all.
Yeah, I think that's good. We're just over an hour. Seems just about right.
Yeah, man.
Give me
Sweet.
some time to take a little bit of a break before I hop on Discord, play some
Nice.
Minecraft with you guys, show off some of the stuff that I found.
Very cool, dude.
Sulfur Spring.
Found some stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. Okay, we'll see what's up.
Yep, I'll see you guys on there later on. We'll play
Hey,
this,
join us over there, you guys, on Discord. Y'all have a great night. Thank y'all for joining us, man. It's great to be back. We'll see you guys at least Wednesday. I'm not sure if Derek will be here tomorrow, but we'll be back Wednesday at least. Bye,
Definitely
everyone.
great to be back. I love you all. See you next time.
Great to be
See you
here.
on Wednesday.
Bye.
We stepping slow at dawn, mystic journeys on the door. Boots still muddy from the trail, we bring the woods inside the floor. Woven baskets by the bench, sage and yarrow in the air. Old hands pass a soft-born truth like firelight we learn to share. Be impeccable with your word. Don't take it all to heart. Don't make a spell of what you see. We begin where we are. Mystic journeys hold us close. Mystic journeys we belong. For agreements, for bright stones, we keep walking. We stay strong. Mystic journeys hold us close. Mystic journeys sing it on. Grateful hands and open doors. We are many. We are one. Out past the cedar line, we kneel where the chanterelles hide. Bitter greens and rosemary, moon white stems in soil and pine. Someone names the healing leaf, someone knows the mushroom sign, someone tells a grand old tale, and we pass it down in the kind that make you able. Ancient wisdom in the stew, in the herb jars, in our